Our next crypto assets, you can take the water, it's free. Our next crypto asset speaker says his mission in life is to achieve immortality. He's also CEO and founder of financial and crypto advisory FiCAS. FiCAS, please welcome to the stage Ali Mizani Oskui.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, my friends. It's a big honor for me today being among you because you are persons who will shape the future. Everybody of you has some story about how you got how you got to know about blockchain and Bitcoin. And I want to share my story with you. I was writing a book back in 2007 about future, about downloading brains into the computers. Do you know, we already have made artificial heart, artificial liver, artificial lung, and artificial brain will be the final step to link for long times. Human being gradually is immigrating to virtual world. It has been started with virtual reality, with social media, with internet, but we will not stop here. We will immigrate totally to the computers. But how? First, I'd like to let me explain a little bit about brain. And there is detail about brain, but there is some questions about what's consciousness. Who is looking through our eyes to the world? Will you be able to build a robots that feel consciousness inside them and feel pain and joy like us? It was the question that I tried to answer them to my book. Let me explain about our brain and how it works. In our brain, there is more than 100 billion neurons. Each neuron is like digital and/or gates. You maybe are a computer engineer or you are familiar with these things. In neurons act like digital gates. They are very similar. In digital gates, we have 1 and 0 inputs and process inside gates, and we have output there. Similarly, in neurons, we have a lot of electrochemical impulses from dendrites and synapses. We have process inside in the cell body, and we have output in the axon. And it was electrochemical impulse also. Also, we are our body also is like computer. In computer, we have input, process, and output. As according neuroscientists, we are a biological I/O machine, and we work with 3 parameters. Our genes, our behavior shaped from 3 parameters: our genes, our situation, and our experiences. So we can simulate all brains into computers with quantum computers. For instance, okay, I'm talking with you. Consider that there is some robots, and now while I'm talking with you, come and change one of my neurons to silicon neurons with the same property, with the same functionality. Our inputs and outputs will be the same. I'm still here, I'm working, I'm talking with you. This robot, consider that this robot gradually change my neurons one by one. My brain gradually will be artificial brain. I'm still here, I'm Ali Mizani, I'm talking with you. This will, by this way, in the future, we will be able to download brains to computers. The people who die, we can download their brain to computers. And they can be connected to the computers, and that simulate virtual for them, and we can live in a totally virtual world like Matrix. There's a lot of movies, science fiction movies about that before, but please remember that we live in a strange world, that impossible is impossible, and all that movies will come true. So we can connect with our five senses. But you may say that, okay, this will happen 2,000 years ago. No, it's not. Yes, at the moment, the technology don't allow it to us, but technology growth is not linear. It's exponential, as future scientists by the name of Ray Kurzweil told about that. In the exponential, the chart of technology growth is exponential, and we will have a line at 2016, and we will have big growth till 2016. He named that year Singularity. Okay, imagine at that year we have been downloaded before, and we are in virtual world. Let's use our imagination. We can fly in the sky. We can make a wish, and we have a lot of fruits and foods on our table. We can put a banana and adjust the sweetness of that banana. We can change our body. We can change our partner's body. We can anything you can imagine in that world. We can change Broca area of our brain that is responsible for language. We can expand it, and we can talk all languages in the world. We can change our color. Racism is meaningless at that time. Racism is meaningless. We can live in this world like Matrix, but good one. Very healthy, young for millions of years. Utopia is, I think, is a place in virtual world, and it's achievable. Okay, anybody want to change his partner to this shape? Okay, at that time I was writing the book. I had two major problems unsolved. One of them was about gold. Okay, consider that we are in virtual world, and this is a piece of gold. I can copy it, paste in a huge amount, and there is a lot of gold, and it's worthless. So it was a big problem for me till 2013. One of my friends from Australia called me and told me, Ali, there's a coin by the name of Bitcoin. It's in virtual world. You can't copy it. It is limited to 21 billion. It has secured with private key and public key. And suddenly I shouted at him, "This is gold of future. This is gold of paradise, and money of future." And for me at the time, price was 118. I bought it. After 4 days, the price was halved. I didn't sell. At 2016, I founded a small family fund and gathered money. We entered in $400. We exit at $18,000. And I made more than 700 people rich, some of them multimillionaire, like me. And another problem that was unsolved in my book was power. And it was very, very important because consider that we are in a virtual world, and the scientists or an AI who downloaded our brain to computers become mad and say, okay, I'm your creator, worship me, or I will turn your paradise to hell. What should we do? It's very, very dangerous. The bad news is that, unfortunately, an examination by the name of Stanford prison experiment proved that centralized power is very, very dangerous. Is there anybody knows about Stanford prison experiment here? In that experiment, a psychologist used students, volunteer students, and divided them randomly to two parts, prisoners and guards, and gave a lot of power to guards and told them you can do whatever you want to prisoners. Result was disaster, and one of the prisoners tried to suicide. So centralized power is very, very dangerous, especially for future. At the past, centralized power can make dictatorships, but in the future, centralized power can make hell. Lord Acton says that power tends to corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we have to think about this, to decentralize power in the future. But power is not bad. We use it for improve our civilization. Centralized power can be very dangerous for future. And technology give a huge power to human being and AI in the future. We should redesign democracy for future. Democracy is a process in which we select a king, and after that, everything again, in most of democracies, everything is again centralized. And all three branches of executive, legislation, and judicial branch in most of governments has the same problem. Blockchain technology decentralized, till now decentralized money and mechanized honesty with mining mechanism. And maybe in the future, blockchain technology or the ideas inspired from blockchain technology, not exactly blockchain technology, may have a big potential to decentralize power. A good suggestion for future can be decentralized governments on blockchain. This decentralized government on blockchain can solve a lot of problems, like wars, like famines, education, lack of education in the world, global warming, and a lot of things. It's meaningless in this fragile, very extremely related environment in the world. A president of a country think only about their own country's interests. I think it's meaningless. But what is decentralized government on blockchain? I don't know yet. But it should be some federal government, like governments like Switzerland, and each individual should have direct effect on chains. Each individual should have responsibility for the result by their profit or loss, and it can be on has its own blockchain, or it can be a side blockchain for Bitcoin. Also, people and governments gradually can join this government through the years. Maybe tens of years it take, but it should be very good choice for managing resources. And there is some ideas before about that. Aragon is one of them, but we need more things about that. Fortunately, we are in Switzerland. There is a lot of governments have very close structures, very close to decentralized government. Switzerland is one of the best of them, and you are the best people can design this kind of government, I think. And we should learn, I myself should learn from you about that. I think this government, this decentralized government can make the world a very good place for living. So I want to invest on them, and I announced 10 Bitcoin prize to people who help me and for the best idea, best white paper, best article, best plan for designing decentralized government on blockchain. We will announce more details in the next 2 weeks on our website, FiCAS.com. My friends, to be honest, it's my opinion. You can agree with me or not. In my opinion, a paradise is coming. Life is a time to achieve big dreams. Let's to shape biggest dream of humanity together. Thank you.